So we have our final two questions on this lesson. They focus on the controversy that came after people saw his murals for the first time. In this first question, we want to focus on, in paragraph 10, which statement best explains what the Detroit News editorial meant when it said Diego's murals was coarse in conception and vulgar. So if I'm thinking about the word coarse, like sandpaper is coarse, so like when you rub it against something, it if you rubbed it against your hand, it would hurt your hand. If you rub it against like a table, it would kind of like undo or like take away part of the table with it. So coarse in conception, like it's rough and it's like it's gonna hurt people. So like, and then the conception of something is like in the thought of something. When someone conceives of something, it's like the starting of an idea. So the words course and conception might mean that Diego's ideas were very rough or rude to people. And that also goes along with the word vulgar. Vulgar is usually when someone says a cuss word or when there is nudity, which in the murals above the mural that you can see, there are nude paintings, but they're not really so like they're not meant to be like sexual paintings. They're just naked people, but they thought that it was very vulgar and very rude to paint that. So I'm going to go back up to this last section, and I'm going to start reading. Many people objected to Rivera's work when it was unveiled to the public. He painted workers of different races, white, black, and brown, working side by side. The nudes in the mural were called pornographic, and one panel was labeled blasphemous by some members of the religious community. So because he painted doctors as kind of like religious figures, they thought that that was blasphemous to say that that medical workers or that scientists or doctors would be like a god figure. They thought that that was blasphemous, which means that it goes against the religion or goes against God. The section depicts a nativity scene where a baby is receiving a vaccination from the doctor, and scientists from different countries took the place of the wise men. So it has a very familiar scene with baby Jesus, but the problem that they had with it was that these doctors and scientists were in this work as people bringing gifts to Jesus, baby Jesus. A Detroit News editorial called the murals coarse in conception, foolishly vulgar, and a slander to Detroit workmen. It was un-American. Diego Rivera is not American, and so they're attacking him because he painted black and brown people and white people all together, because he painted medical people as doing great work and saving lives. The writer wanted the murals to be destroyed. So he goes one step further. He doesn't only just call Diego's paintings wrong, but he also asks for them to be painted over. Even the commissioning of Rivera caused a stir. The country was in the midst of the Great Depression, and some questioned why a Mexican artist would have been chosen over an American painter. Others questioned Rivera's communist ties. Edsel Ford, patron of the murals, so the person who paid for them, never publicly responded to the outcry. He only issued a simple statement saying, "I admire Rivera's spirit. I really believe he was trying to express his ideas of the spirit of Detroit." So you're going to go down here to the bottom. We're going to look closely at this painting. So a lot of people were outraged because it showed black and brown and white people all working together. They were also upset because of the science depiction of maybe being miraculous and saving people, and also of the nudity. So when we say it was coarse in conception or it was vulgar, the idea is that it's in poor taste, right? That he painted things that he should not have painted. I don't even need to look at the rest of the answers. His skills are not amateurish. I can look at this and tell you, that looks like a picture, less like a painting, so he's a great painter. The murals hadn't turned out as well as expected. It's obviously beautiful work. And it was not right for this time period. It probably wasn't, being of the Great Depression, but that had nothing to do with it. They were angry because of the content of the painting, and that said that the ideas behind the painting were bad and hurtful. Okay, this last question here. Choose the phrase to complete the statement based on the information presented in paragraphs 9 through 12. The mural's patron, Edsel Ford, the patron is the person who paid for it, issued a statement indicating that he thought the murals were, and then you can find what he said at this last sentence here. I admire Rivera's spirit. I really believe he was trying to express his idea of the spirit of Detroit. So you're going to go ahead and select one of these answers here.